So I got put in as a long-term sub for an English teacher. And last April was Poetry Month. And I said to the students on a Monday, all right, everybody, you got this poem right here, and I wrote it on the wall. Nothing gold can stay, nature's first green is gold, her hardest hue to hold, her early leaves of flower, but only so an hour. Then leaf subsides to leaf, so Eden sank to grief, so dawn goes down today, nothing gold can stay. And I said, you have 1 week to memorize that. It's not that many lines. I'll give you $5 if you memorize it by Friday. This is a one-time offer. You can't get it next Monday. Next month. It's got to be this week. And the guy, the periods were set up that lunch was in the middle of this 2-hour block. One kid comes back and he says, I got it. I said, what do you mean? He goes, I got it. And I said, lay it on me. And I had him stand up in front. The poem was in the back. He recited it perfectly. He'd never seen it before. Opened up my wallet and I gave him $5. And the kid goes, wow, you're serious? Another kid says, I said, yes, I'm serious. Another kid says, I'll do it for 20. I said, going to be another teacher. It ain't going to be me. I'm a substitute teacher. You're lucky I got $5 I can give you. And the kids that weren't talking to each other started talking to each other. And then there was one kid that was doing it like a rap. And he's back and forth, and he's bouncing, and he's making it. And, like, he's got it down. So he's over there. I said, I don't care how you do it any way you want. And then there was another boy that said, man, I can't get it. So this other kid was helping him. And he's going along, and he's trying to get it, and he's over there. He's messing up some, and he's got it, and it's Friday. And he says, man, I got to get it. I don't get the $5 if I do it. Yes, you do. I'll tell you what. Isaiah, you stand up right over here. Now, you read the back over here, all right? So he's got the poem. Now, this other kid, Javian, you go ahead, just say word. Now, Isaiah, just say word. If that means, it means he's looking for a word, then you give him that one word, but let him hang there for 30 seconds. He might remember it. Okay. So Isaiah does it. He bangs it out, and he only needed 2 words. And he says, but I don't get the $5 because I didn't remember it. And I said, yes, you do. Being in school is trying the hardest, and you tried harder than anybody else, and you got up here, and that's what counts. And the kid said, oh, okay, thanks. And I gave him the $5. Now, later on, yeah, here you go. I spent $60 that day, but I thought it was very well spent. And there were 6 boys that were in the corner of the class, and these boys, they wanted to talk all the time, and they're goofing around. This is before I learned, immediately separate them in all 4 parts of the room. But I didn't know that back then, and they said they were going to be quiet. I said, you got to do your work, and then you can talk. So they turned around, and they started talking immediately before I even sat down. I said, that doesn't. You guys have 2 choices. You can shut up, or you can meet the vice principal. 5 of them moved, and this kid, Isaiah, he said, I ain't moving. It's a power trip. I said, of course it's a power trip. I'm the teacher. You did not be quiet when I told you to be quiet, and you know, this is the consequence you've got to pay. And he says, I'm not going. I said, all right. So you can't bluff. I called up the principal, the vice principal. They send the hall monitor, comes over, boom, picks up this kid. Which one? A blue shirt right there. Okay, comes out. She calls up 5 minutes later and says, hey, he understands now he's got to move when you ask him to move. Do you want him to stay down here with me because he can be a handful? I said, no, he's fine. Bring him back, you know. So he comes back, and he's over there. We go on with the lesson. This same kid told that vice principal later, wow, Mr. Toledo, he wasn't even mad at me when I came back into class. And I said, no, you know, you're just supposed to go ahead and do your best and keep on charging. And that little thing in life, we try the best we can. And in December, there was a shooting. Isaiah was one of them that was killed. And it was, to me, just that little bit of trying to look back and saying, hey, yeah, he had a chip on his shoulder, but he was a really good kid in terms of the potential that he had, and just get involved with gangs. I had gone over last week to English, and they had a gun violence thing, what they could do and how you can have community. So the whole thing that they were saying is build community and have people come over and give them choices and try to draw them in together. So I got all these books of Vincent now that I want to go home, just listen to all you guys, to go ahead and grab hold of his words again. Thanks for listening.